What up, y'all? It's your girl Sakina Iman. I'm obsessed with numerology, and all my friends tell me that I'm an expert in numerology, so I have to make videos about this. So because of that, I've decided whenever there's a celebrity that people want to know about, I'm just going to tell you about their numerology. Let me help y'all out. We're going to talk relationships, parents, siblings, you name it. I'm all about the numerology. I love astrology, but I do feel like numerology is a little bit more targeted. It's a little bit more nuanced, more in-depth, if you will. And I'm all about going in depth. So recently, Keke Palmer and Sean Evans hit the scene once again. And it wasn't on Hot Wings. Nope, it was on Baby, This Is Keke. And I'm telling you, they was kikiing, okay? And I would tell people, well, yeah, they're both 26s. And they were like, what does that mean? And I'm like, they're both born on the day 26. They're both 8s, but not just any old 8s, which 8s are incredible. I love all 8s. I'm actually obsessed, a little bit obsessed with 8s. But they're 26 8s, which is a very specific type of 8. And so we're going to get into that. Let me first talk about what 8s are, the energy that they exude. Anybody that is born on either the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th, this is you. I'm speaking to you specifically. If you are born on either of these days, you are an 8. You're a natural number 8, okay? And you tell me, do you have a bestie? Do you have a parent, a sibling, a coworker, a boss? Anybody that's an 8. And 8s are anyone that's an 8, a 17, or a 26. So let me give you what I know about 8s. All right, what I know about 8s, right? Like just off the top of my head, they can be very innocent, pure, childlike type of energy, right? Some of the difficulties that 8s have is that they have a difficulty showing vulnerability. And Keke Palmer actually admitted this, that it is hard for her in relationships to be vulnerable. And that is a big trait of 8s, especially 26 8s. A lot of the 8s that I know are very, they love all things. They can't just stick to one thing. Like 8s in general are all about fluidity, responsibility, achievement, excellence, leadership. They have this like strong ability to build and create tangible things and create tangible results. 8s can be workaholics, right? But it's mainly not, it's not necessarily because they feel so. You can walk, honey. You can walk. They're workaholics mainly because they want to do so much in life. They have this drive. It's not like, oh, I have to be successful, but it's like they want to do everything. They want to do everything. They want to do it all. They're interested in everything. They're interested in all industries. They're interested in just taking over all the things because it's more about experiencing life. They have a thirst for life. They want to literally be in all corners. It's very inspiring to see that. 8s usually do inspire people. People look up to them and go, wow, I want to be like you. I want to do what you do. How do you do it all so well, right? And I think Keke, she puts a lot of that to her Virgo energy, which is very true. Virgos are like this, but a lot of that comes from her 8, right? Comes from her 2-6. Another thing I've noticed about 8s is that they're very playful. They're like big kids. Think about Jim Carrey, right? He's a 17-8. And most 8s, they will constantly seek pleasure and joy, right? But not just for themselves. It's not self-indulgent pleasure, right? Like I want to say 6s have a level of self-indulgent pleasure, whereas 8s, they have this pleasure where they want to make other people feel so good. They want to make other people feel so seen. So 8s, especially 26 8s like Keke Palmer, they want everyone in the room to have the best time. So they're going to, it makes sense that they would become an entertainer because what other way to make people have the best time and feel so good than to entertain them, to make them laugh. So Jim Carrey makes a lot of sense. Keke Palmer makes a lot of sense. It makes sense that they would have this energy of, oh my God, let's play. Let's all have fun. Like, let's do it. So they can be big kids. They can be very fun, very flirtatious, very fluid in the way that they flirt. You know, they'll flirt with men and women. You know, you'll see 8s they just love people. They just love people, and they can get along with anybody. It don't matter what race, age, creed, color, they can get along with anybody. Like you put them in a room. I know an 8, he traveled with his friend to like Thailand or something, and they were just getting into every which place, you know. They traveled somewhere else, and then they were able to like stay at someone's home and made friends, and it's just like, oh well, of course. And he's a 26/8. That's so funny. He's a 26/8, like Keke and Sean Evans. But yeah, 8s are highly competent, highly communicative, like really, really great at communicating, which makes sense why both Keke and Sean were in journalism or in hosting, in being the ones that people come to for expressing themselves. They have this strong resilience through adversity and desire for excellence and respect. They actually desire respect more than popularity. So the regular straight pure 8s that are born on day 8, like Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, which we'll get into, because Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are both 8s, and when two 8s meet, when two 8s work together, it's like, it's really powerful. It's a mirror of one another. So, and Ariana Grande is a 26/8, and Cynthia Erivo is a pure 8, right? She's just 8, and 26/8s are the more feminine version of the pure 8. So Cynthia Erivo exuded that masculine, authoritative, commanding 8, that like sort of really strong, grounded 8. And Ariana exuded that fluid, artistic, soft, feminine 8. And the reason why 26 is the 8 that is, even though it's still about like authority and excellence and this high standard, this fluidity, this I can do anything, I can sing, dance, act, do it all, like Keke Palmer, right? Even though the 26/8 still has all the characteristics of an 8, the 26/8, any number, when you break it down, it has the characteristics of the number itself that it is. So 26 is also 2 and 6 and 8. So it's 2, 6, and 8. And 2 is this compassionate, loving, motherly, nurturing number. So anyone born in the number 2, especially 22s, especially 2-0, because 0 amplifies the number in front of it, is going to be very motherly, very nurturing, like the mother of the group, right? So Ariana has the 2, and she also has the 6, and the 6 is also a very humanitarian number. It's a number that's very people-centered, very people-centered. So people who are born in 26, like Keke Palmer, like Sean Evans, like Ariana Grande, Lenny Kravitz, Keira Knightley, these people, they have the type of 8 energy that is very nurturing, compassionate, and people-centered. They're all about people. They're all about connecting people. They build through community. They build through, like heavily build through their network. That's their primary way of building, through their community. So something I noticed with Keke Palmer and Sean Evans is that they both have this really strong trait of an 8, which is that they're the provider of the people around them, right? So like Sean Evans, he's the older brother. He gave his younger brother a job, right? He's the boss technically. And Keke Palmer, she's the boss, right? She's technically the boss of, you know, when she was a little girl, she was like the boss in her family, even though she had a mom, dad, siblings, right? It's like she was the provider, and 8s notice that they become the provider early in life, right? 8s, they have this energy where they are the responsible ones. They end up at an early age being the one that people depend on. So that makes sense that Sean Evans and Keke Palmer had this in common. They both, I don't even know if they both realized that, but they did. They had that in common. Like when two 8s, you can go, babe. When two 8s meet, it's like a mirror of one another. And so it's not that there's this intense sexual chemistry, but there is this intense understanding, this intense, oh my God, you're me, I'm you, like, oh, you get me, you see me, you feel seen. And I remember one time Oprah had said, sometimes the best relationships is I hear you, I see you, I feel you. And so it feels so good to be seen, heard, and felt by another person. And so when you meet someone who has the same number as you really feel that. You feel seen, heard, and you feel like they feel you. It's like, I feel you. I know you feel me. It's this magnetic energy. and we can see that on the screen. And the thing about eights is that they're so magnetic to watch, especially 26 eights, because of their people-centered connectedness and because of the fluidity of the number 8. They're so eternal, they're so ever going, ever flowing. So it feels like this reservoir of power and energy, and you're just like watching it and you're like, oh, that's how you feel when you see Keke Palmer just like going off. It's like, you know. One thing about I want to say 17s, the 17 8, because I didn't say enough about that one, is that they have the energy of a 1 and a 7. And 7s are very spiritual and 1s are very assertive, right? So anyone who's born on the 17th day, they're going to have this level of connectedness to spirit, to like a higher source, higher being, which makes sense why Jim Carrey is all about the universe and about God, about the law of attraction. He just understands, and from a young age, like people with any person who has a 7 in their birthday will have an early connectedness to a higher source. They kind of know their purpose early on in life, right? So being a 17, not only do you know your purpose early on in life, but you're also assertive about that purpose and you just get it done. Anybody who has a 1 in their birthday, they're going to be very assertive, very they're a leader. They just get things done. So for somebody to be a 17-8 is a very strong number. It's a very strong number. So like I said, Michael Jordan is a perfect example of that. Ed Sheeran, Rachel McAdams, Muhammad Ali. So I want to say, yeah, Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali is a perfect example of that. Martin Scorsese and Robert De Niro are both 17s, and they work together so well because they're that mirror of one another. They're each other's muses, right? But yeah, anybody with the 17, they have that like dominance, that like surety. It's a level of surety. It's a level of confidence that comes from spirit, their connectedness to spirit, and then their assertiveness in that connectedness to spirit. It's like a relentlessness. Especially you could see that in Michael Jordan, for sure. For sure, is Michael Jordan. Yeah, I want to say that the playfulness that comes from natural 8s, just the pure 8. Well, they're all natural 8s, just the pure 8. Like Dustin Hoffman, like Pink. It's like a playfulness that all 8s have, but pure 8s. I want to say their playfulness feels very innocent and very sweet. 26s feel very flirtatious, and 17s, their playfulness feels intentional. Yeah. Anybody born on the day 6, anybody who has a 6 in their birthday, and I'll have to make a whole video about this. I'm going to make a whole video about 6s because 6 is the number of like darkness, shadow, a little bit devilishness. But anybody who you know with 6, they freaks. I'm going to just put it out there. Y'all some freaks. Y'all a little bit addicted to things. So yeah, any person who's born on day 26 will have a little bit of naughty nature. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, I think that's about it. If you like what you hear, like what you see, comment below. Let me know if you have besties or any type of friends, family members, coworkers, what have you, that are born on either 26, 17, or 8, or maybe you're born on that day and you can relate to what I'm saying. And yeah, it's your girl Sakina Iman, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.